Hi Virgo, I hope that you're all doing well. The first card that we have out is Seven of Wands. When we have Seven of Wands, there can be something that we're feeling like we need to defend or even protect ourselves from. I'm seeing Queen of Cups. That's an interesting thing to see. All right, you can be feeling a little defensive emotionally. I feel like with the Queen of Cups, sure, this can be a person, okay? Maybe you have somebody coming through that wants to connect with you, but you can feel like you don't want to open your heart to this person, or maybe you don't want to feel vulnerable to them. But also, the way that this is going to work is that you can be feeling like you're squaring off with this part of yourself. Because the Queen of Cups is the part of you that, you can empathize with something, or you can get, sort of emotionally involved or intertwined in something, or, start maybe lacking boundaries sometimes with the Queen of Cups. And you may be like, I have to set boundaries with this part of myself, because I don't want to get so caught up in something to the point where I start losing myself. So maybe there's something going on that's connected with that, where you feel like you sort of have to, I don't know if it's cutting off this part of yourself a little bit, or putting it in a little bit of a box so it doesn't take up too much space. And you can also maybe feel resistant to connecting with someone possibly, but it's going to come back to it being with that part of yourself ultimately, that maybe you just feel like you have to not let it take over entirely. And maybe this is something that's appropriate at this point in time. Because maybe you feel like you have to do this in order for you to have some type of balance. Maybe the part of you that becomes very empathetic and emotionally involved, it starts taking over, and then there's some type of mayhem that happens. This can be a time where you're like, I need to keep this in check. Maybe that's what this is about. So you can keep things moving and not get stuck within the progress that you're making. I am seeing Temperance here. So I'm seeing something be very much slowed down. What this also means too is that you can be feeling protective over yourself on an emotional level, where maybe you don't want to be taken advantage of. Maybe you feel like if you don't have boundaries in this situation, that maybe you'll cross a line that you're actually not okay with. Something like this that can be going on. I'm seeing Sagittarius, and I'm also seeing Aquarius here. Yeah, maybe there's something important here that you feel like you have to protect because it's part of your bigger path or part of what you want on a deeper level. Maybe you have to stand up for something that's connected with the lifestyle even that you want, or what feels ideal for you to be living. And the part of you that knows that and maybe doesn't want to be persuaded, because I think that when we're not fully in the empowered energy of the Queen of Cups, we can be very influenced by other people and what they want and what they're asking of us. So you can be at this point where you're like, what about what I want though? That's actually important as well. I'm not saying that you're entering into this phase where you're like, what I want is more important than anything or anyone else, but it's more so there being a balance, so you're not neglecting yourself here and you're not blurring the line here. So maybe there's a more firm line that you're drawing in the sand for yourself. Because when we have the Star, there's a pretty clear idea that we're gaining, that we're beginning to gain, and you may have to separate yourself a little bit to really recognize what that is for yourself. Maybe you are individuating a little bit here. The vibe with the Queen of Cups too is that this is the part of us that when our energy is very open to other people's energies, sometimes it's hard to find the difference between like what other people want of us versus what we want, and sometimes those things are different, and this can be a time when you are attempting to differentiate. Maybe something was going on where you feel like I'm doing this for that person or this person, and then I feel like I'm neglecting myself in some way. This can be the time when you take that back. It's going to be a bit of a process. So on an individual level, it feels like sort of breaking into your own storyline where you are stepping into the main character role. And maybe specifically in a way that you hadn't been. And maybe also too, something happened that made you realize, oh, I need to be doing this. Because, I mean, just like intuitively what I'm getting with this is that maybe something was going on and you're like, if I don't do this, like nobody's going to do that for me if I'm not doing this for myself. Nobody's going to come around and be like, Queen of Cups, what do you want? What's important to you? Let's all honor that for you. Like, you have to do that for yourself. Because this is going to yield progress in a desirable way. I'm seeing something opening up here for you. I do feel like there's an opportunity that's presenting itself to you. Purely, it's connected with what you want and what you feel like is right for you. And it also feels like something that's going to help you feel more settled and relaxed. Maybe in a way that you've been wanting to feel within your life. Feels too like it's an opportunity for you to get some type of peace of mind. And this can be something that you've been wanting. Something even that you've been feeling that you need. Because I'm seeing something about going through like kind of a stressful time, a stressful period. Moving in the direction of peace, relaxation, things feeling settled. There not being like a bunch of drama and stress. So this is something that I feel like something got to maybe a climax of some sort energetically, and it feels like this is slowly taking it down like notch by notch, but like you have to be the one deliberately doing that. Like, I'm not going to be taking this on, or I need to protect my energy here, or I need to take the time to check in and like not be so affected by this person. It feels like these things that little by little, it's like lowering your stress level or like lowering your exhaustion level. It's just like giving that energy back to yourself. Because with Queen of Cups, we can like to save the day, or we can like to show up and be like, what do you need? But then it's like, are you showing up for what you need though? And figuring out how to do that for yourself. And something has been going on that's made it apparent that you do need to be doing this for yourself. Otherwise, you're going to feel like this part of you is like not really, is like living for everybody else except for yourself. There can be a break that you're taking. It definitely looks like boundaries that are being drawn here. Because I feel too like maybe you have like somebody coming in, or like this, I feel like this has to do with relationships. You may have people coming in being like, I want this from you, I want that from you, and you can feel like it keeps like pulling you off of your path. And then you feel like you're off your path. You can feel like you're getting off track. You can feel like where am I? It's like you take the moment to check in and you're like, my path is all the way over there. Like, how did I get over here? And this feels like, you know, in bowling, how they can put those, I don't know what it is, like those guardrail thingies so the ball doesn't go off. It's like the bumpers. It feels like you have to do that right now, because before you were doing it, you were moving through life without that, and it feels like they have to go on at least for right now. Otherwise, I feel like people's energy keeps like influencing you to be pulled off. And it can just be a period where it's like that, where you do need to come back to a place that has more boundaries And you know that this is the best thing for you to be doing for yourself, which means that that's also the best thing for those around you as well. Even though you may have to relearn some things in order to recognize that deeper truth there. And that this is going to allow you to feel more at rest, more at peace, more peace of mind, like less getting involved emotionally, intertwining yourself in things that you're not meant to be intertwined within. And you'll know, because your energy levels will feel like they're off. Your mood will feel like it's off. So this is a process that I'm seeing that you are undergoing currently. And this is meant to help you unwind. It's meant to help you de-stress. It's meant to build your energy back up where it's been depleted. And once that starts happening, you're going to feel energized again. You're going to feel motivated again in a way that you may not be feeling right now. Because you may be using your energy for this person and for that person and for this cause over here. And then you get to a point where you're like, the stuff that I personally would prefer to be focusing on, or the stuff that just is connected with my joy, then I don't have any energy for that. And then you can start feeling lost. Like, what am I doing? As I said before, it's this feeling of like you take a moment to check in and you realize your path is over there and you're somewhere lost in the forest because that's where that last person dragged you. So those little bumpers going up here. And that doesn't mean that it needs to be like this all the time, but it can mean like right now you really need to have boundaries to get yourself back where you need to be. And that this is going to be a little bit of a process, but is what you need right now. And this is how you're going to be showing up for yourself. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.